My name's Jemma Ansell. I manage the report and support platform at the University of Warwick, and I think we've all said it at some point during our kind of talks today, but it has definitely been a journey for Warwick. That's safe to say, since 2019. Obviously, if you saw kind of the media, both national and international. So we did ever so slightly start off on the back foot. Let's be blunt about that. And we did have quite a lot of distrust in setting up report and support. So a lot of what I'll focus on today is the promotion of the platform and what we've learned and what I would kind of do differently. But from the outset, I think a lot of people thought that us implementing this platform was a PR exercise. And I came from a student officer background. I very much did not want this to be a PR exercise. I saw it as a huge moment of change for Warwick, and I still believe that it was. And obviously I'm still here, so I still stand by the fact that it was and that we are trying to initiate that change. But when we first launched, there was 1.5 of us, as I like to say, and I actually designed our graphics on Canva myself, and I think we did it with the free version, so just tried to hide the logo slightly. So it was kind of very off the cuff when we first started, and we were making it up as we went along. But we've known from the outset that the big focus for us wasn't just raising awareness of the fact that report and support existed, but it was building the trust in the platform and the services behind it. You can have huge awareness of something, but it doesn't mean that you're going to use it. It doesn't mean that you're going to trust it. I'm aware of many things that I would never actually touch or think about using. So we were making sure that we wanted to be trusted. And a big part of that wasn't posters or I suppose branding or graphics. It was, I hate the word, but networking. And if we could be in a meeting, if we could be part of someone's departmental training, if we could be invited to something, in that first year, we were there. I would say that we were probably doing more promotion and training face-to-face and online. We were kind of split that year. Than we were necessarily casework in that first year because we weren't as well known. And that's always been important to us. So the liaison officers at Warwick, we are part caseworkers, but we're also part project officers, and that's always been important because we're going to keep that kind of training, presentation, networking, try and gain that trust, try and put that kind of face to what is essentially a faceless service when you kind of turn up to an online platform and make sure that people feel like you are going to hold their hand through something that is incredibly difficult. If they've experienced something, they need to trust you and they need to want to access that service and they need to know what they're kind of going in for. I think in our first year, we didn't actually know fully what our brand needed to look like or what the FAQs were or what we needed to address. So I am grateful that we kind of waited a year and then fully put that in place and started off with our graphics and our videos. And they've been really helpful, again, but it's what we've learned. So we try and use the data. So we do publish our annual report on an annual basis. I feel like I just said that. We report that and we want to keep that transparency alive from what we got from the independent external review into what happened at Warwick. But what's really important for us is kind of that organic growth and trust. So we created graphics that were shareable because I think, like you just said, if people do share it organically, usually that's when you think, okay, my friend trusts that. Maybe I can use that service, as opposed to just the University of Warwick saying, yep, use this, use this, use this, because you're not necessarily always going to do that. I've written myself some notes so I don't go off tangent. I think always harness that data. You might assume who you think is accessing your service, but what's really important is who is not accessing that service. And I know there's a session on breaking down barriers, which hopefully will be helpful there. But always thinking, when you're thinking about promotion, who am I not getting to, as opposed to, yep, tick that box, we gained them, we've spoken to them. And it's just about making sure that people see you as someone who is knowledgeable, but is also going to be there when they need a bit of support, whether that's a personal tutor, an academic. Basically, you're the person they turn to, you're the service they turn to. And yeah, we've transitioned from, I think I kind of wanted to end it on, I suppose the last 2 years, we're begging for people's time. Can we have a slot in your training session? Can we be there? To this year, people turning to us before Welcome Week and saying, please, can you be there? We can't do this without you. We need a session on report and support. You're invaluable. We need this to be there. So yeah, I think that's that moment of perhaps culture change in my mind of, you know, us having to persuade someone to invite us to now they realise our value and they realise that this is important in the student experience and the staff experience at Warwick. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. I love hearing about the work that you're doing at Warwick. It is always incredibly inspiring. And yeah, you've definitely been on a bit of a change curve. Would you mind us sharing the link to your public annual report actually in the Zoom chat and things like that? Because it is a really great example of good practice as well in terms of sharing not only the data that you're gathering through your report and support system, but also how you use that to inform change and the kind of actions that Warwick have taken as well. So I think people could definitely learn something from that.